This of fixtures. Take care, everyone. Peace.
Peace.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Home Alone.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. I hope you're having a great time at home. We're not recording, but we wanted to give you guys something special for this festive season. Obviously, the Premier League has been in full swing and we've had some games at the weekend. Results of which, well, hopefully have been good for your club. I'm hoping they've been good for my club too. But we wanted to just take a chance to just look back on the season so far and reflect on some of our favourite moments of the season. I want to start with you, Matthew. What's been one of your highlights of the Premier League season so far?
Highlights is definitely going to be the 4-4 Chelsea-Man City back in November. A classic, absolute classic. And it shows that at times, even with such a young squad, we can roll punches with the best of them. You know, you can argue that's a game we should have won, but just showing that grit and determination, just having that, some of those players having that dog in them and just not, and just riding the wave of craziness and just keep going on and on and on. So definitely one of my highlights of the season. And I like to see that kind of grit and determination in more often in more games.
And for you, Craig, what's been one of your highlights of the season?
Everton Football Club. The reason why I say that because they was deducted 10 points and they came back and they won every game since they've been deducted 10. The only game they lost against Man United, they've won 4 games on the bounce, so they surprised me. A lot of teams who get 10 points deducted, they'll fall into a shell and they'll start giving up and all that. But you have to give credit to Sean Dyche and the players at Everton for saying, you know what, screw the league. They messed us up. We're going to show them that we're not going to get relegated. And they've been fighting every game. They've been fighting and fighting and fighting. And I like that spirit about them. Never give up attitude. And they've gone every game and they've got the wins that they need to get. So I have to say Everton's been a surprise of the season so far, I would say.
Yeah, definitely been a surprising time. What would you say has been the biggest disappointment of the season for you, Matthew? And you can say Eric Ten Hag at Man United if you want to.
I'm going to say Forest. I think they started quite well. They really started quite well. They've got a good bunch of players, young players that know Steve Cooper very well, who's very known well for working with young players. They got a decent, hungry squad with semi-experienced pros along the way. And they're just kind of just stunk out a joint. I mean, they had that one good win against Villa, who've gone on to do a surprise of their own, you know, being in the top 3 of the Premier League. But yeah, Forest have let me down. I had them down for getting European football at some point. Properly let me down, big time.
Greg, who's your biggest disappointment of the season?
Chelsea Football Club.
Damn.
Sorry, bro. The reason I say that because the amount of money he spent on the sum on players, he spent over $1 billion now on players, so there's no excuses for where you are in the league. I thought you guys should be challenging for top 4. And I thought that you got the players, so you can't be saying that you haven't got the players now. You spent a lot of money on Enzo, you spent a lot of money on Caicedo, you bought in Cole Palmer, you got Modric for a lot of money, you got Raheem Sterling, you bought in Nicholas Jackson, you got in Nkunku, I know he's been injured. You spent a lot of money on players, so you guys should be higher up on the table. Not trying to hop throw no shade, but it should be higher up on the table. With the squad that you've got. With the squad that you got, it should be higher up on the table.
I want to throw something to you guys. So there was a guy that was on a podcast. He was talking about, because he shares a barber with Ben Chilwell. Apparently, Ben Chilwell told the barber that everyone at Chelsea thinks that Mudryk is shit. Now, for me, I don't think it needs to be said.
No.
My issue with that situation is that why has this guy now come forward and shared confidential information that his barber told him in confidence? Which now means that likely if you're Chilwell, you're not going to go that barber again, are you? Because this guy can't be trusted.
Just make sure they ain't getting paid.
That being said, how do you feel about the allegation that the Chelsea squad think he should?
Well, that explains why he ain't getting played no more, Chilly Willy. You know,
Yeah.
he was one of the ones that was stinking. Cucurella is doing a fantastic job. Look, even if you suspected, do you really think that's going to help? And this is something I say to one at my job. Do you really think that kind of thing helps the club at the moment where they are? 2 years ago, you were lifting the Champions League trophy. This time around, we're probably closer to Forest than blooming Villa. So how does that help? And that's what I went on about, where there's this lack of discipline and respect in certain areas. Like, you wouldn't have had that, and I hate saying this, but I'm saying it because it's true. You wouldn't have had this under previous regimes. It would have all been kept in the house. The only reason we know all these things now is because it's all done. They've done their time. You know, likes of Mikel talking about all this kind of stuff to where they are now. Mikel was one cussing out Hazard for his work ethic. But at the time, you knew that this boy was special. So listen, you do what you do. You're rubbish at training, but I'll let you do what you got to do. But Chilwell, man, you ain't him. You ain't it.
Well,
you ain't him, man. But it's like,
I gotta say that, but he's passing on an opinion of the collective. If other players feel the same way, who am I to judge?
listen, I want to hear. Let's see who these people are, then, isn't it? We're in the end of social media. Let's see, man. Come on.
Aim
Come
and
on.
shame.
We ain't got nothing to lose.
They've been shamed. All right, my next question is, do you think Haaland will win the Golden Boot again this season? He's currently top on 14 goals, with Salah behind him in 11, and Jared Bowen and Son Heung-min both on 10 goals.
Yes, but not by a massive margin. It's going to be much tighter.
I think so too. I think he'll definitely get it again.
And
It depends what kind of form City are in the second half of the season.
It's true. My controversial point about this goal scoring thing, not about Haaland, it surprises me and annoys me and frustrates me in equal measure that Eddie Nketiah has scored 5 Premier League goals this season and Jesus has only scored 3. Bruv, I need more, man. I need more. I need more. You need to be in that top 10. I can't see you. I'm scrolling through 5 pages and then your name pops up. It's not good. You need to be in that top 10 scorers list expeditiously.
And the thing is, he's getting chance to score as well. It's not like he's not getting chances. We're creating chances for him to score. He just keeps on missing them. Easy chances.
You need to summon the spirit of Pele and put it in your right and left foot and start classing the ball into top and left corner. I don't care what you need to do. We need more goals. I like what you do and how you facilitate our play, but I need more goals, man. 3 goals is not good enough. Sorry, it's not.
Wow.
The ball in the back
Eddie
of
got a
it, man.
hat trick and that's what put him on 5. A poor man's hat trick, but we'll take it. I need more, my friend. I need more. Okay, signing of the summer. And why is it Declan Rice?
Sign. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to look past him because he's justifying the money that's paid. That's just the added VAT. So he has to be. He has to be one of them. So at the moment, I can't think of anyone else. So he's probably at the moment so far. Yeah, he is.
Mohamed Kudus, West Ham.
It's a good shout.
He's been a bargain. The goal he scored, the 2 goals he scored yesterday.
Yep.
He's been I think he's been my summer. I know, because I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm going to say Declan Rice, but I want to get out of Arsenal and go to find another team. I think Kudus has been a bargain signing. From that Rice money that they got for Rice, he's been a bargain signing. He's scored some top class goals as well. So I'll say Kudus.
I'm going to say the most controversial name. I think it's actually Vicario, Tottenham's goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think he's got a
been
good point.
good.
He's made some world-class saves.
Listen, I don't give Tottenham credit for nothing. I give you credit for selling Harry Kane. Well done.
He's been good.
Vicario has been like sensational at Tottenham. He's making them somewhat decent. The praise has to be measured. I'm sorry, it's Tottenham. I can't. Yeah. But no, he has been an incredible signing. I think him and Rice are definitely the top 2 signs of the summer season so far, and it's not even close. Kudus is doing really well, but yeah. I guess a final thing. What's your predictions for the top 4 to wrap up the season?
Christmas?
The whole year. How is it going to end? So right now it's Arsenal, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Man City. There's at least one team that doesn't belong in that list. You could argue 2. But I don't want to point no fingers. But they're both next to each other. But what do you think is going to be the final top 4?
Oh, it's hard, you know.
You don't have to say in order. I'll make it easy.
I'm not
going to
say in order. Thank
just
you for that.
The 4 teams.
Liverpool will be there. Arsenal will be there. City will be there. I hate the fact that I'm saying this. I hate it. I think United will jam their way in there too.
Damn.
I think they will. I really do think they will.
All right, who's finishing second?
Oh no, come on, man. All right, one of Liverpool or City. I'm not gonna say who's first because I don't know.
All right, Craig, top 4.
Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City. I fancy Villa. If Villa get some signings in January, I think they could stay in the top 4 position.
So you don't think it's going to change at
I
all?
don't think it's going to change. I think if Villa continue with where they're continuing, they've got a good coach in Unai Emery. He wants to prove a point against Arsenal. They'll definitely
Prove points against everyone.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely stay. If they continue, they'll do a Newcastle like last season, stay in the top 4.
I think it will change. I think the biggest determinant is going to be that the court case in April, the independent panel, because people are forgetting about that. But the season won't be over when that kicks off. So potentially, if they get a quick resolution like Everton's one, Man City might not be in it. But I'm going to keep them in the top 4 just by default. I think Aston Villa will drop out
Think so?
because of injury pile up that they'll have, and I think that. Because I'm also thinking about like what's realistically sustainable from teams. I look at Tottenham, how they're playing. It's obviously not been sustainable because they got a few injuries and it all fell apart. And obviously now they've come back strong because players are coming back. Newcastle, it's the same. Their way of playing is not sustainable throughout a whole season. Same thing with Aston Villa. How they're playing is not sustainable because they play very rock and roll football and it's very high risk because they have a high line. It's not sustainable for a whole season. It is tough. I know they're a long way away. I'm going to put West Ham in with a shot of making top 4. Which is like they're currently in 8th. So that might make me seem like this might be the hottest take you've heard of all time. But I think when you look at how West Ham play, it's very sustainable. It's something where they've got reliable goal scorers in Bowen. Kudus is coming up with goals. We know that Antonio can get them when he's not messing about in the gym. Or on his podcast. Paquetá can chip in with goals comfortably. If in January, if they bring in a centre forward to complement Antonio, a ready goal scorer or a player at a club that's not getting minutes, they might have something that might be enough to push them out there because they're not that far. They're on 27 points. Their Man City are in 4th on 34. 7-point gap.
So 4 wins will get them in the top 4. 4 or 5 wins.
It's a jump, but it's not insurmountable. Like, so I think they could be. I'd put them in as my wild card option to make top 4. But if I was, I'd say West Ham's my choice. If I was going to go for something that's a bit more realistic, then maybe Newcastle might just scrape it.
But they have a lot of injuries, so if they get their fit players back in time, then
do, but they've got a lot of money as well, and they haven't really dipped into it yet. True. And January is around the corner, and since the vote was passed where they can sign players from Saudi Arabia,
it's looking peak.
That's what I'm saying. Don't be surprised if you see the likes of Neves rocking up in St James's Park and others getting there. So, I would just watch them closely. And then the bottom 3, who are you picking? Start with you, Craig. Who's going to go down? The current bottom 3 is Sheffield United, Burnley and Luton Town. Do you think it will stay the same, or do you think there'll be a twist and someone else will join them and one team will get out? Or 2 teams will get out?
I like Luton, I think Luton, if they can stop win all their home games, I think they could get out of the relegation zone. I feel that Burnley, I really do worry about Vincent Kompany. I think he's very lucky he's still in the job, to be honest with you. The way how the performance of the season.
He did so well last year.
Yeah, and he's very fortunate to be in the job right now. Cause I think they're being patient with him because they realise what he did. He's living off last season, basically.
That's fair. But the Premier League's also very hard.
Yeah.
And they've
even if they do get relegated this season, he has lost his striker as well, Lau Taylor.
So,
he's been out for a while because of personal issues. I don't want to go into
I don't think he'll get fired. I think if he goes back, he'll get another chance in the Championship.
Yeah.
I don't think
so. I think Burnley will go down. Sheffield United will definitely go down. They've been so bad this season. Sorry, they conceded so many goals.
Yeah, but you knew when they got promoted, they'd be going down.
They sold 2 of their best players.
Yeah.
And Dyer went to Marseille. They sold Van der Berg. What's his name? Van der Berg. Berg. Sander Berger went to Burnley. So it'd be ironic that both teams go back to the championship and you end up playing against them next season. So, and I think that I like Luton. The reason why I like Luton because they got their manager. I like their manager. I think he's a hard-working. I like the way Luton play. They're fearless. When they played us a couple of weeks ago, they were fearless. They played against Man City. They were very unlucky not to get a draw. So
Even Liverpool as well.
and Liverpool as well. They got a draw against Liverpool. So I feel that if they can turn their home ground into a fortress and win all their home games, I can see them staying up. Honestly. Who else on that the bottom three I think could go down with? I think Burnley, Sheffield United will go down. I would love Luton to stay up. One team that have to watch their backs, I would say, is Nottingham Forest. The way how their form is at the moment, if they're still bottom, if they keep on going down and down and down, they could get dragged into the bottom three. And I wouldn't want Newton, I like Nottingham Forest as well. I wouldn't want them to go down, but they might have to make a managerial change if their form doesn't get better between now and that time of the season. So, yeah.
What about for you, Matthew? What are you saying for the bottom three?
I think Sheffield United, Luton. No, not Luton. I think Luton are going to stay. It'll be tight, but their home games are going to be so crucial because there's nowhere, irrespective of like say a Bournemouth or a Turf Moor or even like a Craven Cottage, but Craven Cottage is in that nice part of London, though, innit? Luton is in like Luton's old school. Like housing area, four corners sort of thing, hostile. Hate to play there in the winter. I think that's going to be so vital for them. And I think they're going to pip it. I think Forest are going to be the one.
Wow. So Forest, Burnley, Sheffield United.
I think Forest are going to be 18th.
Okay, with that in mind, when do you think it will be confirmed that Sheffield or Burnley are relegated? Which month?
April.
It's
April,
quite
March.
late in the season. Okay.
April, March.
Late March.
Late March.
For Sheffield United. They'll do a Southampton.
Or Derby.
Oh, Derby.
So the season ends in April, isn't it? Or it ends in May?
May.
Ends in
May.
Okay, so late March.
Then the
April.
thing comes by in about June. Yeah,
Okay.
late June.
All right, then. So we discussed the Golden Boot. We've discussed the relegation championship. I guess the top four race. Manager of the season. And why should it be Sean Dyche?
Because if he keeps Everton up with a 10-point deduction, he deserves manager of the season. 100%. He's done an excellent job. Most managers would have folded. If he took any of the other 19 teams in the Premier League and took 10 points off them, a lot of the managers would have folded. He was a man. He stood up to it. He said, "You know what? It's F the league. It's the league against us. We're going to show them that we don't need the league. We don't need the league to take as much points away from us as possible. We're going to go in there and prove them wrong." So I think Sean Dyche, if he keeps Everton up this season, and I do think Everton could get in the top half of the table, and they could finish maybe 10th or maybe 8th or 10th if they continue with their form, then I would say they have a great season. They might not win a trophy, but that's more. Staying in the Premier League.
In the Premier League is
It's bigger than winning. I know it's controversial to say that, but bigger than winning a trophy because Everton have been in dire strait for a long time, and I haven't had a consistent manager who has been there for a long time. I think if they keep Sean Dyche and they stay up the season and they buy the right players in the summer next season, and they're going to move to the new stadium in 2 years' time, so they really need to stay in the league for the next 2-3 seasons.
Yeah.
They can get a springboard. Yeah.
If he's still there.
And if it's still there and he can add more quality, I can see Everton getting back up there again, challenging again. So, yeah.
What's your take?
100%. Should be for 10 points is not an insignificant amount. 10 points for them. If they're on 13 points now, right? They will be 16 points. They would be in the hunt for the top four. If it weren't for the deduction, which says a lot.
That'd be 26. That'd still be a lot. I guess, I suppose, yeah.
They'll be in the hunt.
If I'm backing West Ham on 27, then yeah, definitely will be in the hunt for it.
Yeah, I mean, 10 points is not an easy thing to come back to, and he's done a fantastic job with a style of football that he normally plays, but he's making it work. He's making it work. So, pass me Sean Dyche.
And a note to the FA. Many men wish death on Mikel, but they're going to cry some more. They should not try some more. They came from my manager, and they came to my manager. My manager came with the lawyer, best lawyer, sorted them out. Reading through that, the account of, the findings of it all was amazing. They proved that the FA disproportionately punished Arteta when other managers did the same thing and weren't given a punishment. They tried to make an example of Arteta, but obviously you can't do that. You got to be fair. So to the FA, do better. In fact, do your jobs, right? Hold these crappy referees to account. We saw so many elbows this past weekend, or previous weekend in the league, and none of them punished. I mean, Raul Jimenez did not need to do Ronaldo's celebration on Sean Longstaff's head top, just to get attention, right? He didn't need to do that. Obviously, he got sent off for it, but he got elbowed in the face from Lascelles. Considering what he's been through in his career, you can understand why he was aggrieved. There was an incident at West Ham where a player got elbowed from Kufal. Was it deliberate? Was it intentional? But nothing was given. No yellow card or nothing. Just carry on playing. So can we be consistent? And then Anthony Taylor. It's not everyday main character syndrome, my friend. What's that? Dallo is upset about that you gave the wrong call for the throw and you send him off. A double yellow for dissent. VAR could have checked it and said, "Oh, you made the wrong call." Why was that not reversed?
Saving face.
Anyway, what's one thing you want to see left behind in 2023? And you can say Anthony Taylor if you want to. What's one other thing you want to see left behind in 2023?
Please! If I had my way, he'd be in he wouldn't even be in the championship. That's not fair on the championship. I want left behind the shame of having a joke of officials, just a constant joke of VAR, the official. It's just the constant battering it gets, and they've only got themselves to blame for their sheer incompetence. Let's leave behind this incompetence. Let's make this thing work. If we're going to embrace the technology and have it a part of football, you're going to have to do it properly, because you're messing with people's emotions here and their clubs, right? You're taking away these things like the game against Sheffield United we had. Jackson scores, he's not sure. Sort it out. Have it, be up and speak with the game. Just stop with the shoddy officiating, man. Sort it out.
Craig, what's one thing you want left in 2023?
All referees.
Most of them.
Me, I want my striker to be able to score goals, bruv. I'm on your neck, cuz. I'm sorry, but that's what I want. That's what I need. Last thing, one player you'd like your club to sign in January. You shouldn't really have anyone because you've spent enough as it is, but we'll let you have one for the fun of it. I know Mark will be like, "What are you guys doing? The Chelsea bought enough players as it is." I know. I hear you, cuz, but he can have one.
And someone I'd love to sign. I still think we need another goal. I think we need another. Go forward. We got enough. We just need to score. I think if we're going to establish ourselves as getting back to where we were, we're going to need a much more confident man between the sticks.
Okay.
And for that, I wanted Raya, but I'm also looking at what's his name from AC Milan?
Magnon.
I want him.
Mike.
I like him.
Magic Mike.
I like him a lot.
All right, that's who you'd like. Who do you expect Chelsea to sign?
And then we're looking at Osimhen.
Ain't happening in January.
Or Tony. More likely.
One of those two. Craig,
Simple answer is I don't know.
who would you like and who do you expect?
I like Osimhen. Most likely we'll get Tony. I feel that Arsenal lack a goal scorer. As much as Eddie Nketiah works hard for the team and all that, I feel that he's not going to score enough goals for us to win the league. Between him and Jesus, he's not going to score enough goals for us to win the league. I think we need a guy. I think a penalty box striker what we need, and I feel someone like Tony will score goals. Osimhen would be a bonus if we get him, but we ain't gonna get him until the summer. So I think Tony would be a good one to buy. Even if we do a deal where we let go of Nketiah to Brentford or whoever, and bring in Tony as a part exchange, maybe pay 70 million or 60 on top, plus Nketiah, that'd bring up to 100 or whatever they want for him, and then take it from there.
I don't know if we can do those numbers because of FFP, but that's interesting. But who do you expect? Oh, you said you want Osimhen, but you expect Tony.
Yeah.
Okay. Me, if I'm going off who I would like, who I know it will cause a bit of a shift in the dressing room, but I want Kylian Mbappe. Just make it work. Even if it means Martinelli becomes centre forward, make it work. That's the guy I would. Yeah, that's the one. Do it.
That'll be exciting.
That'd be exciting.
What am I expecting? I mean, I've heard rumours of Solanke. I've heard rumours that we're looking at, obviously, Ivan Toney's people, Osherman. I think whatever we do, it might not be the way fans expect. So I think we're probably going to loan someone in. So if it's not one of those names, do not be surprised if we loan in like a Vlahovic to the end of the season.
I was about to say that.
So I think we'll do something clever like that. I think we'll call it a wrap there. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. We'll see you all properly on our next episode coming up next week. And have a good rest of the day. And if you're a Man United fan, I know I didn't say him as an option, but if you are really sick of Rashford, you don't want him anymore, we got a guy who wears number 14. We would do a quick swap. 0 transfer fee, Sanchez Mkhitaryan type vibe, you know. You get Nketiah, we get Rashford. I think that's a fair deal. What do you think? Yeah? Inconsistent player. I think that works for everyone. You need a striker. We can fix him. We love fixing people, so let's just do it. You know, we can fix him. We can. Anyway, in Mikel we trust. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace. Merry Christmas.